Hello again, I'm Jim Lampley. This could be an historic day in the United States Football League because of the expectations for attendance. And there was a crowd of 51,274 last night in Tampa Bay to see the early season cross-state battle between the Jacksonville Bulls and the Tampa Bay Bandits. They saw the Bulls pick off John Reeves' first two passes and jump out to a 12-0 lead. But later, with the score 12-9, Matt Robinson went in for a touchdown from 1 yard out to make it 18-9. A costly play for the Bulls, however, because Robinson chipped a bone in his foot and will be sidelined from 10 days to 3 weeks. A Tampa Bay field goal made it 18-12 at the half. The Bandits came out firing in the third quarter. Reeves finding Eric Trevelyan for this 33-yard scoring strike. And very shortly after that, Tampa Bay struck again, taking the lead for the first time at 25-18 on Greg Boone's 9-yard run. But with Robbie Mahfouz at the controls, the Bulls came back to tie the game at 25 on Willie McClendon's 6-yard run on the opening play of the final quarter. Finally, it was left for Zenon Andrusicyan. The veteran kicked this 30-yard field goal with 2 seconds left to give the Bandits the win, keeping them unbeaten, giving them the bragging rights to Florida for right now. Elsewhere in the United States Football League, big news all week. Earlier in the week, you know that Herschel Walker signed a contract extension with the New Jersey Generals, which will keep him in the United States Football League through the 1989 season. You know about the $40 million Young contract. Trump says this one's better.
I want to say that I'm very happy to stay in the USFL, and I think that's the reason that I'm saying is because I think Herschel Walker and USFL goes together. I love it in New York. I love it in New Jersey, where going into the NFL, I'm able to end up somewhere else. And I don't think I can handle that well.
The man who's been compared so frequently to Herschel, Marcus Dupree, practiced all week for the Breakers. New Orleans coach Dick Curry anxious to see his new running back in action today.
Limit what he's going to do and hope to get something, out of him in a limited manner for the game, but he will play quite a bit.
We have learned from the United States Football League office that the Chicago Blitz have loaned the draft rights to Nebraska wide receiver Irving Fryer, perhaps the top offensive prospect left among those coming out of college, to the New Jersey Generals, and that Fryer's agent, Jack Mills, will be in New York tomorrow to talk to Donald Trump of the Generals and perhaps to begin negotiations for Fryer's possible signing with the Generals. Also, you know from earlier in the week that the league signed a 15-year stadium lease with the Orange Bowl. If a qualified owner can be found, there'll be a Miami franchise in the USFL next year. In the New York metropolitan area, there has been talk of building a domed stadium in either Brooklyn or in Queens. Political officials here have been assured by the USFL that if such a stadium is built, a USFL franchise will be immediately awarded to the New York area. And finally, I'll be here throughout the rest of the day to keep you up to date on other news which may emerge from the USFL and to keep you up with scores and highlights of all the games in the league. And you'll be at your game right after this.
Clear, however, in New Jersey as the Stars 2-0 meet the Generals 2-0 at Giant Stadium. It had been the hope of New Jersey Generals owner Donald Trump that he would have a full house for his team's home opener, but the weather has not cooperated over the last few hours. The temperature is in the high 30s. There is still some snow lying about the countryside. The wind is blowing out of the southwest at 25 miles an hour. Humidity is high, as you can see, and it's created quite an uncomfortable chill factor down into the 20s. The record for the Stars and the Generals, Philadelphia beating Memphis and Washington in their first two games, and New Jersey winning over Birmingham and Jacksonville. Hello again, everybody. I'm Keith Jackson. Neither one of these teams have broken out with their offense for 1984. The defense has been carrying both of these football teams. Chuck Fusina is the scrappy quarterback for the Philadelphia Stars. He was the catalyst for this ball club a year ago. And Chuck says this about the change going into the second season.
Well, we felt last year that we were a successful ground team, but this year we know the defense is going to be a lot tougher. The whole league's going to be a lot tougher, so we're going to have to mix it up. Kelvin's a great running back, but he'll tell you, and any other good running back will tell you, you can't just run. You have to mix it up, and it's going to make him a more effective player.
Chuck Fusina, the Philadelphia quarterback. Lynn Swan, our analyst and expert commentator. Swanee, both these teams, as I noted, have improved their defenses considerably. Philadelphia in particular with three people. First defensive end, a rookie out of North Carolina, William Fuller.
William Fuller is not the biggest defensive end you'll ever see, but he is very quick, and as it comes with a young rookie, plays with a great deal of enthusiasm. Well, that enthusiasm is tempered with some experience at nose tackle because they have acquired Pete Kugler, who played with the San Francisco 49ers. He had an excellent playoff series against the Washington Redskins and is playing with the USFL Stars because he's from Penn State, wants to be home. Along with those two, Garcia Lane is playing at cornerback. He is the fastest cornerback they have, and what he has allowed them to do is move Antonio Gibson to his natural position, that of a strong safety, which makes that secondary even stronger.
It also, I think, points out two of the weaknesses of the USFL in their initial season. One was the pass rush. The other cornerbacks, and the old line is the Lord only makes so many cornerbacks, and most of them have been in the NFL, but they're bringing them around, and the evidence of Garcia Lane stepping in. Now, the New Jersey defense has improved with Gary Barbaro into the secondary, coming over from Kansas City, and the four old pro linebackers they've got in there, particularly Bob Leopold and Jim LeClaire.
That's correct. The New Jersey Generals offense has been getting most of their credit, but Jim LeClaire brings leadership and experience along with Bob Leopold. Bob Leopold's 2 interceptions last week, one for a touchdown, one set up a touchdown, were key plays that allowed that team to win. Certainly, it's been the New Jersey Generals defense that has carried this team and their sluggish offense through their first 2 ball games.
And New Jersey also has added some pass rush, and this big fella, Lynn Madsen, a rookie out of Washington.
He is big, he is strong. He is the primary beneficiary of experience at the linebacking position. He doesn't have to worry so much about what's happening behind him. He can look right in front of him and play extremely well, and he does play the run very tough.
Now, quarterback Brian Seif, New Jersey, not back yet. There had been some suggestions earlier that though he is dressed, could play today, but Brian answered that question this way.
Well, I think some of the speculation was a little premature. It's only been 10 days since my operation, and I think if things work out, we'd rather have me sitting on the sidelines.
What is your timetable? When will you be back?
Well, the operations has been a real success. It really shouldn't take that long. The first talk was 3 to 4 weeks, but I don't think it's going to take maybe but half that, really.
Walt Michaels, the coach of the New Jersey Generals, having come here after leaving the New York Jets. And it's been a very conservative New Jersey approach to the game of football. Jim Mora on the other side of the field, the head man of the Philadelphia Stars. I think probably waiting now and getting a little restless, perhaps, is a fair way to put it, for his offense to get in gear. Because both these offenses have been leaving their defensive people out on the field quite a long time in the first 2 weeks of play. New Jersey will have the opening kickoff as Dave Trout comes out to kick it for the Philadelphia Stars. Rod Pegues and Marcus Hackett are the return people for New Jersey. The wind blowing at 25 miles an hour is gusting around the stadium. Now, this is a complete oval, enclosed, and once the wind gets swirling around down in here, you can't depend on it. You just don't know where it's going to take the football.
And with that swirling wind, as we look at Rod Pegues, who will return for the Generals, the kicking game becomes even more important. Coming into the ball game, obviously the Philadelphia Stars have the best kicking team. You see that flag. Looks like it's just laid out flat with the wind sweeping behind it. The Philadelphia Stars and David Trout and Sean Landeta have 2 of the best kickers and punters that the league had in 1983. They led in various departments throughout the season.
Landeta came out this morning before they warmed up, walking around in his street clothes, and he felt the wind and the cold, and he said, "I'm going to be lucky to average 25 yards today." You may be right. All right, Trout now will kick from a hold, and Pegues averaging 16 yards per return, Hackett 20. And it takes a high bounce and goes into the end zone and will be touched down by Pegues, and the New Jersey Generals now will go to work from the 20, first down. And they will start out with this offensive unit, Gene Bradley, and Bradley had 3 big plays in the 28-26 win over Jacksonville, all 3 bootlegs last week. In the backfield, Walker and Carthen, Collins, McConaughey, the wide people, and both of them quite quick. With the big guys up front, Mackey, Lapham, Hall, Harris, Millard, and Sam Bowers. Bowers is a little gimpy. He had a badly sprained ankle last week, and Sam's playing abilities limited today. Jeff Speck, in fact, has come out to start. Jeff Speck is at tight end. So here's the first snap of the afternoon at Giant Stadium in the Meadowlands, and it goes to Maurice Carthen, the 230-pounder out of Arkansas State, and he's out to about the 23-24. The defense for Philadelphia lines up with a three-man front of William Fuller, Pete Kugler, and Don Fielder out of Kentucky, Big Don. The linebackers are Brooks, Howard, Mills, and Cooper, and Sam Mills was a sensation last year. Garcia Lane is the new member of that secondary, and it's a good one with Jonathan Sutton, Antonio Gibson, and Mike Luck. It's Herschel Walker sweeping, and he goes from the 24 up to about the 27, where Don Fielder, the defensive right end, stayed at home and made the tackle. The officials for the ball game this afternoon, the referee is Percy Penn. He comes to the USFL out of many years in the Southwest Conference. Umpire is Dave Foley. Head linesman is Jeff Berkman. The line judge is Rich Sands. Back judge Don Gassaway. The side judge John Everett, and the field judge Mike Looney. And the USFL has gone to the 7th official this year. Clarence Harmon comes in now, replacing Maurice Carthen for New Jersey on 3rd down and 3 from their own 27. Bradley on 3rd and 3 puts it up. He's got a man, and he's got the first down. As Harmon came out of the backfield, and Harmon really took a wallop, but he held on to the ball. On a cold day, to get nailed in the back like that can really test your mettle.
It certainly can, and he gets the first real hit of the day. Now you watch this when he catches the ball. It almost comes loose after he takes his hit right there. It just jostled back into his arms a bit. They don't have very much feel for the football when they wear gloves. Gloves may protect you somewhat from the cold, but they can also cause you not to feel the football and to fumble it later on.
Antonio Gibson at 6'2", 200 will lay the helmet on you. And he hit him hard, but Clarence held on. And it's first down out at the 34. Bradley goes to the air again. He's lucky to get that one back, trying to swing it out to Herschel Walker. And it was almost 6 points for George Cooper, outside linebacker.
And also, number 23, Antonio Gibson, was blitzing on the play. He came in off the backside. George Cooper, well, he had the chance to pick that ball off in his hands, but he missed it. A couple of things to look for in this ball game. We've seen New Jersey play twice already. They won't do anything differently except try and establish the run, which they haven't been able to do successfully. The Philadelphia Stars, look for them to blitz quite a bit through the ball game.
Ed Stobin is the defensive coordinator for the Stars. He's a brilliant defensive coach. They put the blitz on there. Mills was trying to come up the middle, and Sam did bounce off of the blitz. They picked him up on the blitz, but he just bounced outside and comes from the back to get Herschel Walker and bring him down.
Mike Lush came up and helped on that tackle. Sam Mills, when he popped through, was able just to get a little bit of his ankles to slow him down a bit, let him know someone was behind him. And when he turned upfield, the free safety, Mike Lush, was there.
Harmon is back in now. Pretty good receiver coming out of the backfield. It's 3rd down and 9 for New Jersey. The football is sitting square on the 34. Philadelphia showing blitz, and they're coming. The pass is away, and it is incomplete, and Gene Bradley got a taste of George Cooper that time. They're playing games, those linebackers. George stepped inside that time, found a crease, and got his man.
Let's take a look at the rush. George Cooper is not touched by anyone. Had he not thrown the ball when he did, Gene Bradley would have been sacked. Getting up from the sack, getting from that tackle, Cooper and Bradley exchanged a few words, so might be an ongoing verbal battle, too.
Help keep him warm on a cold afternoon. This is Tim Cutts, rookie punter out of Mississippi State. Coldest weather I bet you he's ever kicked in. Garcia Lane is the deep man for New Jersey, for Philadelphia, rather. Garcia Lane is very quick, out of Ohio State. Pressure's on, and Cutts gets it out. And it takes a New Jersey bounce. It bounces off of a Philadelphia man. A scramble for the ball. Generals have it at the Philadelphia 30.
Jonathan Sutton. A big turnover.
Clarence Harmon covered it, and the ball ricocheted off the back of Jonathan Sutton after the ball had bounced, and suddenly it's a live ball, and New Jersey jumps on it.
I returned punts for the Pittsburgh Steelers for 2 years. One of the rules we had, when the ball was coming down, the man who was supposed to return it came up, yelled a code word out to make sure that everyone cleared the area where the ball was. Sutton couldn't get out of the way and caused the turnover. Poor communication.
And it's first down New Jersey with a big break in the ball game. They hand it off to Maurice Carthen inside, and Carthen picks up about 3 as he reaches the 27. Well, the old axiom, if you want to go back, there are some college coaches I know that go into an absolute catatonic state when somebody doesn't go back and catch the football. You either catch it or you run away from it.
Well, you have to put yourself in position to catch a short one. Right there, he's so busy watching the man he's supposed to block, he doesn't see the ball. And the man, the punt returner, doesn't come up to tell him he's close.
2nd down and 7 from the 27, and Sam Bowers checks into the lineup as Collins goes in motion. Bradley looks for Collins and hits him all right, but Collins can't hang on to it and drops the football to bring up 3rd down and 7. Many times I've heard Frank Broyles and seen him wring his hands because in Frank's case, I know, and Bobby Dodd and going back to Fritz Chrysler, go back through the years, and they would have 2 people back there.
Football is a tough enough game, trying to prevent your team from making mistakes and making turnovers without giving the ball away for unnecessary turnovers. And that one was an unnecessary turnover.
3rd and 7 from the Philadelphia 27 for New Jersey. Just starting the ball game, both teams are 2-0. Philadelphia showing blitz, and that time Sam Mills got caught in the neutral zone. It'll be 5 yards against the Stars, unless somebody moved along the New Jersey front.
I think they did because Sam did not make contact with anyone.
A false start, 64.
Offense.
So it is Wayne Harris, the right guard, who moved a little bit. You can see it. He pulled off before the snap, set himself to block, and that brings a grimace and a grumble from Walt Michaels, and the ball comes back to the 32, where it's 3rd down and 12. There will be no security on any field goal try beyond a chip shot today because of the wind. Oh, Stars got caught that time. They're going to give him back the 5. No, they're going to call it on New Jersey again. It looked to me like Philadelphia was in the neutral zone before the snap, and that time Dave Lappin. So obviously the 2 guards of New Jersey have been intimidated a little bit by Vince Tobin's defensive tactics here in the early going.
Well, in their first 2 ball games, the New Jersey Generals have not played anyone that has blitzed a lot. They haven't seen a lot of movement and action on that defensive line. They've been told in practice, be ready for any kind of blitz. You're going to have to pick up a wide variety throughout the ball game.
So it backs up 5 more, and now it is 3rd down and 17. The football is sitting back at the 37, and Bradley has time. Goes deep with it in the corner. And it is incomplete. The pass intended for McConaughey, and Tom is over there screaming that Jonathan Sutton was space guarding. And Bradley is hot about it, but no call.
Well, Bradley sprinted a good 30 yards to run downfield. Well, watch Sutton. He's got his back turned. And what he's calling is space guarding. You see right there, both men are making contact. McConaughey puts his arm around him. Sutton didn't get a chance to get his left arm up because McConaughey had grabbed it.
And now Cutts is in for his 2nd punt. His first one was 36, and Philadelphia didn't handle the ball. Kick is away, some pressure, and not a particularly good kick. Garcia Lane from the 12 gets 1, 2, 3 blocks, comes up across the 20 to the 21. And so the Philadelphia Stars will have their first possession from their own 21 with no score in the first quarter at the Meadowlands. Stars, as we noted, handled New Jersey in the 2 meetings last year. They start out in this first defensive possession in 1984 against New Jersey with 2 tight ends, Ken Dunnick and Steve Folsom. In the ball game, Fitzke and Willie Collier are the wide people. They've got Dunnick now in motion, and Chuck Fusina on first down to the 21 sets up a screen to Kelvin Bryant. He got a good block from the pulling guard George Gilbert out of Tulsa, and Gilbert opened the door for Kelvin Bryant to run it out near the 30. For Philadelphia, Chuck Fusina averaging 61+% on his passing this season. He's at quarterback with Kelvin Bryant lined up behind him and Booker Russell. Willie Collier, Fitzke, the wide people. Up front, it's McLaren, Gilbert, Bart Oates, Chuck Kametsky, Irv Eatman, Steve Folsom. Folsom right now, after 2 games, the leading receiver for the Philadelphia Stars. So they've been dragging the tight end across quite a bit. and hand the football off to Booker Russell, the big guy out of Southwest Texas State, and he bangs it up for the first down.
One of the big plays, one of the keys to the success of the Philadelphia Stars was the acquisition of number 75 in the draft from UCLA, Irv Eatman. You take a look at him right here on the right side of the line. You're going to see a lot of him all day. He gets a good block, but he can't block 3 or 4 people, and that's how many people the New Jersey Generals had in that hole.
First down, Philadelphia at their 33. No score, first quarter. Busina gives to Kelvin Bryant, hit behind the line of scrimmage. Popping in there is Jim LeClaire, inside linebacker, number 55. So the 12-year veteran from Cincinnati steps in and popped him behind the line of scrimmage. Kelvin came into the ball game averaging about 3 yards per carry, a little more than that. It's Lockett, Woodland, and Madsen up front. The 4 linebackers, all NFL veterans, are Harper, LeClaire, Horn, and Leopold. And the defensive secondary for New Jersey, Daniels, Williams, Gregory Johnson, and Gary Barbaro. And they have carried Justin in camp now, and Justin is dressed and will play today. Busina's pass is down the middle, complete to Folsom, the tight end. He's across the 40 to the 41, and that's going to be short of the first down by a couple of yards.
Coming into this ball game, the Philadelphia Stars have passed a bit more than they normally do, normally have in their first year. In this particular ball game, they believe that because the New Jersey Generals defense plays so much zone defense that the short passes will be open underneath. You can see the third down efficiency rate there. Philadelphia 50%, and New Jersey a dismal 29.6. That will be a key stat throughout the ball game.
They need 2 yards to keep the ball on third down. That's Rodenberger in motion. They go the other way with Kelvin Bryant on a sweep outside. Won't get it. They shove him out of bounds a step short of the marker. Terry Daniels, the left corner, and Gary Barbaro, the free safety, strung it out very well, and they stop Bryant, and that will bring in Sean Landeta, the punter. Landeta out of Towson State down in Maryland. On 8 kicks is averaging just a little under 39 yards per punt. Normally will give good hang time for his coverage team. Mike Williams going back to return for New Jersey. Good punt. Gets it to turnover, and Williams at his 14, looking for a little daylight. Can't find it. Brought down by Mark McCants, the hot man, at the 17. No score as New Jersey gets the ball back.
You probably know the names of all the baseball players who hit home runs in their first major league at bat. Here's Marcus Dupree scoring a touchdown on his first professional carry. Very first run of the game for Dupree from 1 yard out after a Ben Needham fumble recovery. He has given New Orleans a 7-0 lead over Memphis. It starts for Dupree. Keith Jackson.
I would only say in the case of Marcus Dupree that I hope he is now settled and stabilized and goes on to an athletic career, which he's fully capable of. He's had some stormy days. It's Herschel Walker up the middle. Started left, cut it back, runs it up to the 27 and close to a first down. He'll be about 1.5 yards short of it. Glenn Howard, 225-pound inside linebacker from Minnesota, made the tackle for Philadelphia.
We talk about the fact that New Jersey hasn't established much of a running game in the first 2 ball games. Herschel Walker says it takes him a little time to get going throughout the season. And indeed, last year, it wasn't into the 5th game of the season that Herschel broke loose, and he ran for 177 yards in the 5th game. The first 2 games against New Jersey, against Philadelphia, he was much slower.
On second down and short, they go back to Walker, and Walker is pinned at the line of scrimmage. And again, it's the inside players who have pinched in. That opened the door for Fielder, a defensive end, and Fielder makes his second tackle of the ball game. And they're still short of the first down by 1 yard. That's a 61-yard pass for Houston score, Jim Kelly to Sanders, and 7-3, the Houston Gamblers leading. I saw Kelly playing the other night. The game against San Antonio looked pretty sharp. Boy, he's a big, strong fella.
Well, when he announced that he would sign with the USFL, we were in Chicago. Day before the game, I had a chance to catch a couple of passes from him, and I caught him when I was 60 yards downfield from where he threw him.
Burn your fingers. Third down and 1 yard. Send a man in motion. That's Norris Brown. Give it to Herschel Walker, and Walker's not going to get there. Looks like the Philadelphia linebackers all jammed that hole. Cooper, Mills, and Howard.
Keith, as they start to unpile here, all 11 players for the Philadelphia Stars are right there. They're on or about the ball within 2 yards of it, which indicates they're getting some kind of read. They played that play perfectly. They gave the ball to Walker just where they thought they would, and all of them were there for the tackle.
Out comes the chain on the spot. I don't think he's near the first down. But we'll see. Nope, didn't make it. So New Jersey, staying conservative, will punt it again.
When we started the game, we talked about the kicking game and field position. After a turnover, New Jersey driving down to about the 30-yard line, Sean Lendetta's punt backed them up to the 17-yard line. Now they're punting from about the 23-yard line. Let's see what kind of field position the Philadelphia Stars end up with.
Well, cuts 36 and 26 on his first two punts, and Garcia Lane standing back at his own 35. Lane averaging right at 8 yards per return on the punts. There's no pressure on cuts. He gets it out, kicking barefooted. Kicks it down to the Philadelphia 40. Garcia Lane away from one. And that dodging that one man got him started, and Jeff Speck brings him down. It's on the New Jersey side of the field at the Generals 47, a 32-yard punt. First quarter of play and no score. 5 minutes to go in the first period. Fusina throwing on first down. Throws short. And the short zones are available, as this time he goes to Booker Russell out of the backfield and moves it for 5 down to the 42.
Even though the Philadelphia Stars have started out throwing the ball, they are not abandoning their running game. They realize that New Jersey is giving up the pass. What they hope to do is, later on in the ball game, go back to the running game, establish more of a ball control offense with Kelvin Bryant.
Inside, Russell, the fullback, and Booker battles his way just over the 40. Here's Mike Barria now with Antonio Gibson.
All right, Keith, Antonio, are they doing anything out there to surprise you today?
Not really. Basically, they're doing the same thing we was expecting to do. They're trying to run inside, control the line of scrimmage. Now, all we're doing defense is trying to take that away from them.
You going to continue to blitz now?
As much as we possibly can, you know, try and put some pressure on the quarterback and try and control the outside running attack.
All right, Antonio Gibson. Keith, back up to you.
Fitzke and Tom Donovan now are the wide people. Willie Collier, the third man, as they go to a one-back offense with Kelvin Bryant. On third down and 3, just over the 40. Fusina hums one. Good, no. Fitzke can't hold it. Covering on the play, number 27, Gregory Johnson for the New Jersey Generals.
Bob Horn just really laid one right into the stomach of Fitzke. I'm sure he's sitting on the bench thinking about it. Again, just trying to find out the open areas in the short zone. The pass is high, forcing Fitzke up in the air. Couldn't hang on to it.
45-yard punt by Landetta the first time. On 4th and 3, he's hit 50% of his kicks out of bounds, but they don't kick it. They go for the first down on a snap up short, and it works. They get the first down at the New Jersey 35. Carrying the ball was David Riley, the fullback, who comes in as the blocker. Now see, the ball is snapped short to Riley, gets a great block on the right side of the line, and on that right side you've got Messrs. Comiskey and Eatman, and they open the door for him, and it's first down, Philadelphia at the New Jersey 35.
More importantly, it was opened up by alignment. There was a big gap in that defensive rush team for the New Jersey Generals, which allowed them to get the yards easily.
And so the Stars keep the football and send Collier in motion. That gives them 3 wide people, and Fusina throwing on first down, gives it out to Bryant. Bryant dropped the ball. The ball fell in the direction of Bob Leopold, who had 2 interceptions last week at Jacksonville, 1 for a touchdown, and he came close to picking that one up.
Had Kelvin just tipped that one up in the air a little bit more when he was juggling it, he would have. Kelvin Bryant was a very good pass receiver for the Philadelphia Stars in 1983. I'm sure they have plans to utilize him in that area quite a bit more. Passes like you just saw, getting him one-on-one with linebackers.
Second down and 10 from the Generals' 35. 2:50 to play in the first quarter. Bryant on a sweep, stops, trying to go back the other way, and there's nothing over there. He loses a yard. There was good pursuit from the weak side, and they get their man short of the line of scrimmage. Now Alan Harbin, number 22, comes into the backfield.
Willie Harper.
He's going to take off his gloves. Willie Harper is hurt on the play.
His right leg, he's just holding it there on the ground.
So you've got a timeout for the injured linebacker Willie Harper with 2.5 minutes to go in the first quarter here at Giant Stadium at the Meadowlands, and no score.
Jim Lampley again at ABC Sports Control. The Memphis Showboats have answered Marcus Dupree's breaker touchdown with one of their own, a 15-yard run by Alan Reed. This ties the game at 7-7, still in the first. And Keith Jackson, with regard to your comments about Dupree's stability, we should note that only the first year of the 5-year contract is guaranteed. After that, Keith, he'll have to earn it. Now let's go back to Keith Jackson in the Meadowlands with Lynn Swan.
Here at Giant Stadium, 3rd down and 10 for Philadelphia. 5 defensive backs are in. They've got Freddie Gilbert and Lynn Madsen both in now to generate some pass pressure, some pass rush pressure on Chuck Fusina. Harvin and Bryant in the backfield. Pretty good protection for Fusina. The pass is away. The pass is incomplete as Bryant had come out of the backfield, and covering on the play was Jesse Johnson, who played 3 years with the New York Jets. That ball was right on the hands of Kelvin Bryant, but he couldn't pull it down, and so it is 4th down, and back comes Landeta or Trout. It'll be Trout.
Kelvin Bryant standing on the sideline, has his hands between his legs trying to keep him warm. Obviously the cold weather is affecting him, and he just doesn't seem to have a feel for the football.
On a windy day, this is an ambitious effort for Dave Trout. It'll be 52 yards, and he will kick it out of Tom Donovan's hole. His longest so far this season, 26. So David Trout from Pittsburgh is going to have a whack at it. He's got it up. It hits the upright. Hits the upright and kicks back onto the field of play. He had plenty of leg on it. He felt the wind was helping him a little bit. Jim Mora called it, said, go ahead if you think you can do it. He had plenty of distance, but he had no luck. Watch the ball now. It's going to hit that upright on the left-hand side of the picture and kick back onto the playing field, and so the Philadelphia Stars are turned away. At 2:04 to go in the first quarter, there is still no score. The New Jersey Generals will take over, first down at their own 35, and of course a few years ago the rule wasn't that way. They would have been back at the 20 on a miss, but changed the rules to put a little more penalty on missed field goals, and so they get it at the 35. Good field position, and Bradley steps in to throw. Getting some heat. Now gets it away, and it is incomplete. It was on the hands of Jeff Speck. And going apparently from left to right is where they're going to have their most trouble with the wind. Bradley is now 1 out of 6 for 7 yards. Marcus Hackett, number 84, comes in at the wide receiver position, replacing Clarence Collins. And let's see if he brings some kind of a different wrinkle with him. Philadelphia shows him a 5-man front. 3 linebackers are inside. Mills shows blitz. I think Sam got caught that time.
He certainly did.
Carthen carries inside, but Sam Mills was clearly inside the neutral zone.
Antonio Gibson lined up as if he were a linebacker in that defensive formation.
So that's 5 yards called against Sam Mills. You've got 1:52 to play in the first quarter. No score between New Jersey and Philadelphia. These two teams playing in the Atlantic Division of the Eastern Conference. And in case you didn't hear, Marcus Dupree, in his first game, on his first carry for the New Orleans Breakers, ran it in for a yard touchdown. And Memphis came back. That game is even at 7. Second down and 5 from the 40. Walker in motion. Bradley gives it to Carthen. Walker gives him a block. And Carthen gets around the corner and gets a General first down. At the 47, Mike Lush made the tackle for Philadelphia.
Herschel showing a little versatility as a blocker. He took on the cornerback, Garcia Lane. Just hit him hard enough, stayed with him long enough for Coughlin to come up inside and pick up that first down.
He ought to handle him. He's got a 50-pound weight advantage.
Those cornerbacks are sneaky, though. They get down low, they hide, they do everything they can to keep from being knocked down.
First down, Generals from their 47. Again, Walker in motion, same play. Except Carthen turns it inside, and Herschel Walker didn't get his block that time because he was farther downfield. Kugler made the tackle. Right now, let's join Jim Lampley at our studios in New York.
Well, Keith, out in Denver, Michigan quarterback Bobby Hebert threw an early interception to make a wildly enthusiastic Gold crowd even more so. But then Michigan came back with an efficient drive, climaxed by this 4-yard Hebert to Anthony Carter touchdown pass, and the Panthers are on top of Denver in the second quarter, 7-0. Back to you, Keith.
Second down, 7 for New Jersey. The ball is on the Philadelphia side of the field at the Stars' 49, and Bradley's pass is good to McConaughey. Tom McConaughey, not the swiftest, but the young man from Central Arkansas, a great pair of soft hands. He just nestled it in and made the catch in front of Jonathan Sutton.
The quick slant going into traffic, that can be a very, very dangerous pass play. If it's picked off, you can almost guarantee it's a 100-yard dash for a touchdown as we wind down a very fast first quarter of football.
So after 15 minutes at Giant Stadium, Brian Sipe, dressed today, had arthroscopic surgery on his knee after the first game of the season at Birmingham. And he might start moving around some next week and conceivably could play maybe 2 weeks from today. Right now, the New Jersey Generals have the football, first down at the Philadelphia 37. And no score to begin the second quarter. Gene Bradley played very well last week at Jacksonville. Gives the ball to Carthen, and he cuts it back against the grain. And he goes for a first down to the Philadelphia 24-yard line. So the Stars are moving. And here again, Jim Lampley.
Memphis had answered to tie the game at 7-7. The Breakers came back, and here is the second touchdown. The early going of the career of Marcus Dupree. This one from 2 yards out. He's got 2 TDs and has given New Orleans a 14-7 lead in the second quarter. Back to Keith Jackson.
Kid may not know this is a tough game yet. He'll find out, I suppose. First down, New Jersey comes with the ball as Carthen bounces outside. He ran through one tackle. He ran through Lush's tackle and went ahead and picked up another 3 yards. Gets it inside the 20 to about the 18. Garcia Lane finally brought him down. He's a hard, tough running back. 230 pounds from Arkansas State. He
is big and very quick, and with everyone keying on Herschel, he's going to have big yards. You see that New Jersey offensive line just completely closed down the defense of the Philadelphia Stars.
Second down, 4. As Carthen picked up 6, he has 6 carries and 40 yards in the ball game. And the Generals now getting into door-knocking territory as Walker shakes a tackle, breaks for the corner. And down inside the 5 to the 3, where Garcia Lane kept him out of the end zone.
Well, that run by Herschel Walker was all blocking up front by his offensive line. They opened up a big hole for him. Then once he got downfield, a matter of just finding an open area. Now watch the hole. You catch Gibson on the blitz right there. He's blocked out. Sam Mills tries to come up. He's knocked out by number 76, Brian Millard. Then it's open territory for Herschel Walker. Clarence Collins, number 82, is downfield, trying to give him a little more help.
First and goal from the 3 for New Jersey. Bradley to Walker. A lot of traffic on that side and nothing doing. I think you'll find number 54, Sam Mills, the man getting up for Philadelphia. Sam, quite a story last year. He was an all-star in the league. Blocky, strong young man with a tremendous amount of desire and will, and plenty tough. Ball is back on the 5 as Walker lost about a yard and a half to 2. So it's second down and goal from the 5 for New Jersey. And Bradley keeps it. Gets his pass into the end zone. Penalty flags are thrown in the end zone.
And Keith, they're going to call pass interference on number 23, Antonio Gibson, because in the scramble, the receiver was trying to get away. Norris Brown, number 87, was trying to get away. The ball was in the air, and Antonio Gibson had to reach out and hold him a bit.
So that'll move the football down to the 1-yard line, or to the...
Keith, much of that is really caused because of the scrambling of Gene Bradley. He's got number 27, Mike Lush, on his heels. He's scrambling around. Antonio Gibson.
23, defense, first down.
It is an automatic first down on the call. The ball goes to the 2. And New Jersey now with 4 cracks at it from the 2. I haven't seen Herschel do much of that flying act that he used to practice down at the University of Georgia. Going over the top. Walker shoves his way to the goal line, but he's not in there.
Well, if nothing else, Keith, he's now set it up where the ball is in position for him to do a little flying. That last down, the long 2 yards, I've never seen anyone dive that far for it. This one is about a half yard. I would not be surprised to see him come back with this flying act. Except for one thing, he's out of the ball game.
That's true. Figures to be Carthen's fault here as Harmon comes in, joining him in the setback position behind Bradley. They're about a foot away. It is Carthen. He goes for the top, and he's got it. Maurice Carthen scores his 3rd touchdown of the season. Sam Mills hit him right at the top and knocked the ball loose and into the hands of Lush. But Carthen had broken the plane at the goal line and immediately got the call for the touchdown.
Sam Mills hits him at the right time. This is really the only place you can stop him. But you see there, Kaufman gets up in the air. He is just too strong, too big. He goes up, breaks the plane, and it's automatically a touchdown. He had control of the football.
Roger Ruzek is in for the extra point try out of Gary Barbaro's hold. Hooked it, but got it inside. He had a rough week last week with the placement, but this one is just inside the upright. And another look at the score as New Jersey takes the lead 7-0.
Gene Bradley having off to another good start. He gets up. It's a big pile up, but you just need to get a little piece in.
You've got 11:18 to play in the first half. You've got quite a bit of snow still laying around the landscape, and you've got some snow inside Giant Stadium, and there's some idiots up above in the upper level throwing snowballs downstairs, and they're making it miserable for some of the other people. It's too bad. It's also developing some temper amongst the security guards here at the stadium. They're starting to throw them out.
Oh, I hope it's only snowballs we see flying off the upper deck.
Ruzek's kick is popped up very short. Rodenberger, a reserve fullback, takes the ball at the 23 and brings it back to the 26. And there Philadelphia will go to work. Here's Mike Berry now with Wayne Harris, big offensive lineman.
All right, Keith, here's the man that opened that hole for Mo Carthen to get in there. Some tough yards down in there, Wayne.
Oh, yeah. You know, anytime you get down that close, especially against a team like Philadelphia that comes with a lot of blitzes, it's hard to get yards, but if you can do it, you know, you've done something good.
Looks like it's going to be won or lost in the trenches. Keith, back to you.
Guy from Mississippi State, Wayne Harris. Kelvin Bryant and David Riley are lined up in the I formation now as Jim Mora sends his team out, and he sends Kelvin Bryant on the first snap up the middle across the 30 out near the 32. So Kelvin picks up a good 4, maybe 5 on that carry.
Pick number 71, Tom Woodland, making the stop right there. Had his arms wrapped around Herschel, Kelvin, keep him a little warm there.
Kelvin had a big game last week, went over 100 yards. Came into today with a total of 144. Three wide receivers now, and they send Dunnick in motion. Give the ball to Bryant. Pops it up the middle. Gets what appears to be a first down. He's very close to it, depending on the spot. Lynn Madsen and Tom Woodland made the tackle for New Jersey.
Number 55, Jim LeClaire, just missed him. He and Harper on the outside. It was just Kelvin Bryant running to the outside. It was a quick cut back to the inside that allowed him just to shoot right by Jim LeClaire. Jim LeClaire couldn't stop himself to get back in time to get a hand on him.
Kelvin, a rangy fellow, pretty good size, long legs, and very quick. You don't really get a solid shot at him a lot of the time. The chain's on to check to see whether or not he picked up the first down, and you can see that he did.
Here are scores of other games. In the second quarter, Michigan 7, Denver nothing. In the second quarter, New Orleans 14, Memphis 7.
The ball is at the 37 for the Stars. Riley and Bryant, the setbacks. Blitz on, give it up the middle. Riley fumbles the football. New Jersey claiming it. Let's see what the man in the striped shirt says. Bob Horn stepped in there and walloped him, clawing away at the ball, and David Riley
comes up with it. He's got the ball in his hand. Keith, that play was made because Jim LeClaire, I don't know if it was a blitz or a stunt, but you see him right here. He shoots right up in the middle, and the center doesn't have to block him. Pick number 69, right guard Chuck Comiskey, doesn't have to block him because he takes himself out of the play and creates an even bigger hole to get the first down.
On second down and 2, Bryant going for the first down, gets it as he moves the football to the Philadelphia 49, where James Lockett and Bob Horn double up for the tackle. Scores now, Houston 14 and Chicago Blitz 10, as Evans has scored on a 5-yard run. They're playing in the second quarter. Ball is at the 49, first down, Philadelphia. That's Walt Michaels, the New Jersey coach. His team is leading 7-0 with 8 minutes and 45 seconds to play in the first half. You've seen it, a throw. Gets it away. Look out. It's up for grabs, and nobody gets it. Red shirts all over the place, and nobody could come up with it. Number 26, Gary Barbaro, diving for it, couldn't get it, as Fusina let it fly over the head and hands of Willie Harper.
Well, Willie Harper's legs might be a little bit old, but they were good enough. They put some pressure on Chuck Fusina.
Willie, the linebacker out of Nebraska, played 10 years in San Francisco. From the 49, it is second down and 10. Fusina now 3 out of 27 and 22 yards. 3 out of 7. Chuck back to put it up. Throws it short, screen for Bryant. Kelvin Bryant hit and pounded on down for one more step inbounds and moves the football to the New Jersey 45. Gregory Johnson, a strong safety, supporting on that side for the Generals. Birmingham leading Pittsburgh 18-3 as Joe Krebs had a pretty good ball game in Los Angeles last week. Lynch won, and he's apparently having another one today.
And they're rolling on. You know, those fans in Pittsburgh supposedly bought those tickets to boo Cliff Stout because he left Pittsburgh, and we'll get back into that after this play.
Yeah, it's a sellout down there. Third down and 4 for the Stars. Fusina looks at Folsom. Young gives it to him. Folsom looks at the marker and punches his way across the 40. That's the first down.
That is the best pass protection. There's a little fight going on the football field.
LeClaire hit Folsom. I don't know whether it was retaliation or what, but they got a yellow flag out of the official's pocket in a hurry, so we'll see about it.
Irv Eatman, number 75, when talking to Jim Moore, he told me that he has not really been challenged except by Reggie White, defensive end from...
Personal foul, offensive team, defensive team, no foul, first down.
You see him here going at it with Jim LeClaire. Jim would like to get the young man, he's only had 1 year of experience, riled up. LeClaire knows you get a young man riled up, he's not concentrating on the game, he can make mistakes.
I don't think LeClaire knows him well enough yet. That's like taking on a blackberry patch. Ball's just over the 40. First down. Offsetting penalties, and this is Kelvin Bryant weaving his way. Gets to the 36 or close to it. And call it 3-yard pickup.
Let's see again. He punches Big Irv. Irv wants to come back. I'm surprised that two people could stop Irv. He is a big man. Jim LeClaire.
Second down and 7, Philadelphia. New Jersey leading with 7:35 to play in the first half by a score of 7-0. Fusina gives it to Kelvin Bryant, and Bryant is tripped up as he tried to cut it up the middle, and he couldn't do it. Jim LeClaire involved on the play inside with Bob Horn pinning him down.
Wanting to make his presence felt early and throughout this ball game. Going back for a minute, Keith, to the Pittsburgh game. It's a sellout. There are 3 players, 2 players and a coach that are on that Birmingham Stallions team, Riley Dotch, Jim Smith, and Cliff Stout. And I think the Pittsburgh fans are a little upset in a year that they could have done better that those 3 people weren't there, or 2 people weren't there.
Here comes Bryant on a sweep. Up the middle he goes. He's got a first down at the New Jersey 22. Very graceful runner. The lanky one from Tarboro, North Carolina.
Kelvin Bryant just picking his way downfield. Now look at the blocking. He gets right there up front. The play is designed to get everyone shifting, moving to the outside, to the right. Then he looks for the lane back inside, and he takes it to pick up another 6 yards.
And Kelvin comes out now to get a breath as Alan Harbin goes in along with David Wiley on first down at the New Jersey 22. And Fusina looking to throw. Goes short with it. Scott Fitzke, his first reception of the day, and Scott is down to about the 15. Remember that Philadelphia-Chicago playoff game last year where Fitzke made that incredible play on the sidelines and stirred up the whole team, and it produced that overtime 44-38 win.
Well, he had to make that kind of play actually for himself, even and for the team, because he had been down in the game and not playing very well. He's a gutsy young man.
Second down and 3. It's Harbin with the ball. Alan Harbin, strong runner who's had some trouble with injuries getting going this season. Gregory Johnson and Terry Daniels finally roll it out, but the 220-pounder from Cincinnati gets it to the 15, leaving him the better part of 3 yards to make it 2.5 yards short of the first down.
Alan Harbin, who at one time injured both his knees and had to spend several months in a wheelchair, both knees bandaged up, was thought that he would not be able to ever come back and play football, not even walk that well as far as that's concerned. So when he plays, both those knees are bandaged up very well.
He's the lone back now on third down and 2. Fusina's pass is good to Folsom, and he's got the first down inside the 10, out of bounds at the 9. Clock stops at 5:22 to play in the first half. Gregory Johnson shoved him out. So Philadelphia trying to respond to New Jersey's touchdown. The Generals are leading by a score of 7-0, and we get a little bit of a sprinkling of snow, cloud coming across, finding a wandering reminder of the season. Snow is now swirling around in the stadium, and the ball is given to Harbin, a little skip at the 9, and sticks his head down and gets close to the 7, where Bob Horn belts him.
Keith, that snow just dropped out of nowhere.
Yeah, it was sunny, and then all of a sudden.
It's still sunny. You can see the shallows on the football field coming off the rim of the stadium, but there is snow coming down all over the place, and Alan Harbin is being helped off the field.
Yeah, Allen seems to be hurt. Riley now lines up on second down. Fusina's pass to the corner slid out of his hand. Couldn't get anything on it. He was trying to hit Willie Collier in the corner, and he had him, but he couldn't get the ball to him.
Well, Collier had number 27, Gregory Johnson, over the top, and number 55, Jim LeClaire, underneath. So it presented a very difficult angle for Chuck Fusina to try and get the pass in. That would have to be a perfect pass coming over the top, just dropping in on the sideline, away from Johnson and over the head of LeClaire. Very tough pass to throw. 3rd and goal.
Sun's out bright again now as the little snowstorm passes on. 3rd down and goal. Ball is at the 7. Bryant is back in. Fusina under pressure into the end zone. What a great catch by Collier. Touchdown. It's a 7-yard touchdown play. Willie Harper was all over Chuck Fusina now, and Chuck kind of throws it desperately.
One of the first times we've seen the New Jersey team blitz. Everybody's coming. You see Harper looping inside. Collier makes a great adjustment on the ball. There's nothing Gregory Johnson, number 27, could have done to stop that pass.
Tom Donovan puts it down for Dave Trout, and Davey drills it. And we're tied. With 4 minutes and 34 seconds to play in the first half, it is now a 7-7 ball game, and look at it from this angle. A terrific play by Collier.
A great pass rush. Chuck Fusina showing his poise, his versatility. He puts it in the air away from the receiver. He has to make a great adjustment in the air, falling backwards. The only thing that could have been on Willie Collier's mind is to catch this football no matter what. No matter how I come down, catch it. It's a touchdown. Let's take a look at the pressure. You see LeClaire coming in. Willie Harper looping inside in the open hole created by LeClaire. But look at Fusina. He just drifted to the outside, placed it one in the air. Willie Collier, University of Pittsburgh, hauls it in to help them create a tie ball game.
What, 16 plays in it, right?
16 plays and 74 yards in 6 minutes and 44 seconds. Great ball control.
Ball is finally picked up by Marcus Hackett for New Jersey, and Marcus, with a big return, comes up across the 35 and reaches the 37. So New Jersey in a 7-7 ball game now, and 4:24 to go in the first half. Will start from their 37. You've got Herschel Walker and Maurice Carthen lined up now in the same backfield behind Gene Bradley as New Jersey goes to work in a 7-7 ball game. And it is Carthen. And Carthen hit behind the line of scrimmage by free safety Mike Lutch. Here's Mike Berry now with Willie Collier.
All right, Keith, here's the touchdown hero. I've never seen a guy stretch out for a ball like that. It has to feel good.
Oh, it definitely felt great. You know, I just went out and ran the pattern I was supposed to run, and luckily Chuck threw it up high enough where I did have a chance to reach up and get it.
That offensive line's giving him a lot of time, too.
Oh, yeah, we're going to need that throughout the game. You know, we just got to hang on in there and get our running game going, and I think we'll be okay.
Thank you, Willie. Keith?
2nd down and 10 as Lush's play on Carthen kept him at the line of scrimmage. Sam Mills showing blitz. Give it to Walker. Walker finds some room on the right side, and Herschel is out to the 41. George Cooper brought him down. George out of Michigan State.
Keith, that play before the last one we just saw with Mike Lush coming up. Mike Lush is the free safety. Now, when he comes up like that, he's coming up real strong to stop the run back to the weak side. What I think the New Jersey Generals will do later on in the ball game is run or play action passes back to that weak side. Because once they get him up to look for the run, they can loop a receiver right behind him in a big void in that secondary.
McConaughey comes wide to the left on 3rd down and 6 for the Generals. Sutton comes up to cover him. Bradley gets it away in a hurry, trying to get it to Speck, his tight end. And Speck is drilled by Lush. And Mike gave him no chance to catch the ball, and New Jersey will have to punt it away.
We'll just take a look. Of course, Sam Bowers is the man who was a key tight end who was hampered with a sprained ankle, is not going to play much today. Speck comes in. He has a chance to catch it, but Mike Lush separates him from the ball and his concentration.
Tim Cutts is in. He's in for his 4th punt. 36-26-32. He's a barefooted kicker. And he's got cool tootsies out there, I'll bet you. Pressure. Gets it out. Takes a New Jersey bounce, however. Big one. Finally, it curls back upfield, and the Generals down it at the 20. It was a 39-yard punt with the roll. So Tim Cutts is yet to find himself as the punter for this New Jersey football team. Rosario, gosh, I remember him from about 4 years ago when he first showed up as a young boxer. He is a terrific-looking fellow, and it's his first defense of the WBC Lightweight Championship. This is Kelvin Bryant, who's a fair to middling heavyweight in football, as Kelvin punches out for a couple. Again, it's Bob Leopold, though, the 4-year veteran from San Francisco and Notre Dame, bringing him down. Philadelphia's offense so far has been 54 yards on the ground and 54 yards through the air. And they're all even with the New Jersey Generals in a 7-7 ball game. And you've got timeout called now at 2 minutes to go in the first half. 2 minutes to play, and Chuck Fusino comes to the sidelines to talk with the offensive coordinator and head coach. Got a little snowball fight going on in the stands again. One of them got a little out of hand a while ago. Hey, you take an old cold snowball upside the head on an afternoon like this, it's no fun.
I'm sure there are several people on the lower decks. If they knew exactly who threw those snowballs, it would be right up top. Back to football.
2nd down and 8 for Philadelphia. Fusina gives it to Kelvin Bryant. Bryant looking for some room, can't find it, cuts it back into the traffic. If he had been able to loop it a little deeper and get some momentum going, he had a lot of help on the open side of the field.
It was excellent defensive pursuit. Watch number 71, Woodland. He comes in, takes on Kaminsky, and he just drifts to the outside. All right, number 53 out there, Bob Leopold, the linebacker. They cut him off, send him back to the inside, and this is where the pursuit gets him. Right there. Not too many times a back can double back like that in his own backfield to make yards.
3rd down and 7, and Fusina to put it up. Ball is tapped up in the air and caught on the rebound by Alan Harvin. And then Harvin is belted down by James Lockett. No, Lockett knocked it up in the air.
Willie Harper came in for the tackle. They're very, very lucky. Watch this. It's a block because Chuck Fusina, he just really throws the ball too low. Now watch number 96. He's being pushed down right there. He gets up just in time as the ball was thrown. Irv Eaton was the man who was blocking him. Just took him down there with his right hand on the play. Very lucky that pass was not picked off. And from where the ball was spotted, it was a quick 22-yard sprint into the end zone.
With 1:09 to play in the first half, the New Jersey Generals call a timeout, stopping the clock, because it is now 4th down for Philadelphia, and they want to save all the time they can for their 4 snaps going into the locker room at halftime. Score is 7-7.
Keith, you know, one of the things that is a big key in this ball game is leadership. And I don't think people really talk about leadership enough and the importance of it, from the coach to the quarterback. Now, Chuck Fusina is a starting quarterback. He led this team throughout 1983, and the offensive players have a great deal of confidence in what he can do. He will spread the ball around, get the hot players involved in the ball game. Gene Bradley, coming in as a substitute for Brian Sipe, does not have the same kind of leadership for his offensive team.
Landetta standing inside his 5, should hit it around the 6. And Mike Williams, quarterback, does the punt returning for New Jersey. Landetta hits a low liner that Mike runs down at the 39 and steps out of bounds. So that stops the clock with 1:01 to go. It was a 44-yard punt for Landetta.
Well, he wanted to get as much distance as he could. He wasn't so much concerned about the height, because he knew that the New Jersey people probably told the returner, get the ball, Williams, get the ball and get out of bounds. Stop the clock. Don't waste a lot of time running around thinking you're going to run for a touchdown, because more than likely you won't come close.
Bradley comes on now with his sequence from his own 39. New Jersey with 2 timeouts remaining in the first half. Walker and Harmon are the backs behind him. McConaughey and Collins are wide. Pass is away. Pass is picked off by Mike Lush. And Mike Lush comes back to the New Jersey 43, where the Stars will have a shot at it now. They have 3 timeouts remaining. And on the clock, 53 seconds showing.
Mike Lush read this perfectly. He's watching the quarterback. They try a zone pass. When the quarterback turned to his right, Mike Lush jumped on it, and picked it off from the tight end. That's just a case of doing your homework and getting a good read off the quarterback's eyes, because Gene Bradley looked right at his tight end, and it's like a beam for Mike Lush to direct himself on.
So it's Bryant and Harvin now behind Fusina on first down at the New Jersey 43, 7-7 ball game. Ball is run by Philadelphia as Bryant takes it over the right side behind Comiskey and Eatman, and he gets it down to the 38 of New Jersey. The clock is running at 40 seconds. Philadelphia going without a huddle, trying to hurry. 30 seconds. Fusina back to throw. Goes over the middle with it to Harvin, and Harvin gets what appears to be a first down, and that'll stop the clock. Well, it hasn't yet. The clock is still running at 20, and it's not a first down.
We did not get a report on exactly what was wrong with Allen Harvin when he came out, but after he took that pass, he came down pretty hard on the ground. He got up kind of a little bit shaky. He looked like something was wrong with his head, like he just was not in sync.
Yeah. Philadelphia finally called a timeout. They thought they had a first down, which would have stopped the clock in the final 2 minutes of each half, but they did not have a first down.
This is going to be a close ball game. It will not get out of hand. Neither one of these teams wants to go to the big play. Let's go down on the field right now to Mike Berry.
All right, Lynn, I'm with Mike Lush, the fellow that made that key interception, especially this late in the first half. You want your team to get the ball back now.
Yeah, we're hoping we can get at least 3 points out of this. There's only a few seconds left, but you know, they tried to spread me out as wide as they could, and I was fortunate enough to get the interception. I just hope they can get 3 points out of it.
All right, thank you very much. Back upstairs.
First down, we've got 3 wide receivers in the ball game: Fitzke, Collier, and Donovan.
Fusina back to throw. He's going big. He's got Collier. Dropped it with 8 seconds to play. Terry Daniels, he got behind Daniels, and the ball was on his hands. But running as hard as he could, the football lofted high in the air, and the wind doing things with it. Willie just simply could not get enough of it to pull it down.
A tough catch. Appeared not to be as tough as the one he called earlier for the touchdown. He's got his man beat, but there was a little bit of jostling as the ball was in the air right there. Could have thrown him off just a little bit. The ball still on his hands. It should have been a catch.
So it is second down, 8 seconds to play. The football is at the 29 of New Jersey. Fusina with time, throws it short, passes incomplete, and you've got 4 seconds to play. And now they've got to make up their mind to give Dave Trout a shot at it, and that's what they're going to do.
Dave Trout gets a chance to get one back after missing one early in the ball game. You recall that kick for a field goal. He had enough distance, but it hit the right upright and bounced back.
It'll be a 46-yard try. He tried one from 52 going the other way. It hit the upright. Got a lot of leg on it. It hit the upright again. Can you believe it? From 52 and 46 yards, Dave Trout with plenty of leg, and twice now he has hit the right upright, and it's kicked back onto the field. No good.
There must be a homing device attached to that ball in the right upright that meets goalpost. I don't know what the odds are of this happening twice to a kicker in the ball game on 2 consecutive kicks, but it happened to Dave Trout. Just a quarter, half an inch more to the inside, it would have been good.
Let's bring you up to date on what is happening elsewhere in the United States Football League. Out in Denver's Mile High Stadium, the Michigan Panthers got off to a slow start against the Denver Gold, but now the Panthers, who had to struggle to win their first 2 games of this season, seem to have taken full control of the ball game. The first touchdown for Denver was scored on this Bobby Hebert to Anthony Carter 4-yard touchdown pass at the end of a long drive. That made it 7-0 Michigan early in the second quarter. And now Michigan has come back with a 16-play, 80-yard drive that lasted nearly 10 minutes and ended in that Terry Miller touchdown run. And Michigan's Panthers are on top of the Denver Gold, 14-0 at this juncture in the ball game. Down in New Orleans, Marcus Dupree has made his debut for the New Orleans Breakers, and thus far it is a success. You already know that Dupree scored on the very first carry of his United States Football League career to give New Orleans an early lead in the ball game. The touchdown was set up by a fumble recovery by Ben Needham that set the Breakers up near the goal line of the Memphis Showboats. Dupree went in, sweep right from 1 yard out, and that made it 7-0 New Orleans. But Pepper Rogers' team countered as the Showboats came back to score on this 15-yard Allen Reed touchdown run, and that tied it back up at 7-7, still in the first quarter. And New Orleans came back again, and once again it was Dupree. Same play, sweep right, this time from 2 yards out, the second touchdown of his thus far brief USFL career. That made it 14-7 New Orleans. Walter Lewis has started the season in fine form for the Memphis Showboats, and he demonstrated precisely that form late in the second quarter. This 30-yard touchdown pass to Cormac Carney, formerly of UCLA, tied it back up at 14, and then very late in the half, just before halftime, Tim Mazzetti hit a 40-yard field goal for the Breakers, and at halftime, New Orleans leads that ball game 17-14. Houston and Chicago, another excellent performance for Houston quarterback Jim Kelly, the former Miami Hurricane, and right now, it is the Gamblers on top over the Blitz in that game, 24-10. The Blitz taking it on the chin from expansion team. San Antonio, Oklahoma, 30-yard interception return for Lee Wilson, and the Oklahoma Outlaws lead the Gunslingers 7-0. Birmingham, Pittsburgh, a lot of good stories here. Joe Cribbs of the Stallions has 13 carries for 108 yards and a touchdown. Mike Rozier, midway in the second quarter, had only 6 carries for only 14 yards and had fumbled once to set up a Birmingham touchdown. Cliff Stout, returning to Pittsburgh, only 1 of 6 for 23 yards, but he doesn't need to do much as the Stallions are on top in the ball game 18-6. Of course, later today, the Los Angeles Express will be in Oakland to play the Invaders. Steve Young's debut for the Express will have to wait at least another week. And after this commercial, we'll have a story on the new box office darlings of the USFL.
Both teams are back now, and we're ready to go for the third quarter of play in this third week of the United States Football League season. And looks like we're getting some heavier clouds now. We had a little freakish snowstorm come through here a while ago. Dumped scattering on us after the sun had been shining most of the day, but the chill factor is still quite pronounced into the 20s, and the wind is troublesome for both football teams.
We saw the stats of both quarterbacks for the first half. Gene Bradley not having a great first half, is somewhat under the thumb of Walt Michaels, who is trying desperately here to establish the running game that has been missing from the New Jersey offense in its first 2 ball games. We saw a couple of good runs by Herschel Walker in the first half. Maurice Coughlin has been doing a good job, his steady job of taking the ball, the quick handoffs up the middle, of course getting a touchdown, a tough 1 yard for the touchdown.
Swanee, I don't see. Now, I'm going to ask you if your impression is the same as mine as Ruzek gets ready to kick it off. I don't see Herschel Walker running with abandon.
No, it's a different style. Like I said a couple of weeks ago, he likes to read. He comes up, he reads for the hole, he looks for a place to run, as opposed to, let's say, Kelvin Bryant, who runs instinctively and lets his body be directed by, that sixth sense.
It is Mark McCants on the return for the Philadelphia Stars, and he pops it out. And it is Clarence Harmon that kept him from going farther, and the ball popped loose, but he is called down at the 40. So Mark McCants, who is the hot man on the kickoff teams and is returning the kicks this year, engaging youngster, and wants to succeed in this game, and I think he showed some of that hunger right there. All right, a 7-7 ball game as Fusina brings them up now. Chuck out of Penn State was a great quarterback under Joe Paterno, quarterback that great 78 Penn State team in the Sugar Bowl. Boy, does Kelvin Bryant take a hit there, and the ball looked like it popped loose.
Number 72, Lynn Matson, comes over with the ball. Kelvin Bryant was hit. It was a fumble all the way. And it's New Jersey that comes up with the ball.
I think Leopold was part of that action, too, as he busted him and the ball popped loose, and Madsen was right there on top of it. And so the New Jersey Generals make a break for themselves.
Another costly turnover by the Philadelphia Stars. You see the hit right there. clean hit, and the ball just pops right away.
And New Jersey goes to work just inside their own 43. Bradley sets him up and brings Collins back toward the line of scrimmage in motion. Gives it to Herschel Walker, and Walker gets away from Antonio Gibson, and Herschel picks up about 7 before they can wrestle him down, and Garcia Lane, number 47, is going to be on the bottom.
You know, Keith, what we were just talking about Herschel not running with abandon, that was an excellent example of the fact that he got the ball, had daylight in front of him and a few people. He couldn't make it to the sideline. Instead of just putting his head down and taking them on, he just kind of not winced, but crouched down and took on the blow as opposed to dishing out the punishment.
Yeah, the linebackers around the league get the impression that he's going to take it. They'll give it to him.
2 forward.
Second down, a long 3. And up the middle goes Curtin, cuts it to the outside, tries to get to the marker. He'll be close as Bill Hardy out of Virginia Tech. He played up at Calgary, Ottawa, and Toronto in the Canadian Football League before coming to the USFL. The change are on to measure as Gene Bradley is trying to keep his fingers warm. Short. They need a half yard for the first down. It's Carthen on a sweep on 3rd and short. He gets the first down, but that's kind of a funny call, isn't it, on 3rd and short?
Well, I think it's a tactical call. You know, 54 Sam Mills and 56 George Cooper on the tackle. Everyone expected him to come up the middle, so with all the traffic's in the middle, he went to the outside. Let's go downstairs to Mike Berry with David Trout.
All right, not once but twice, David, you've hit the uprights. Ever feel this wasn't your day?
It just wasn't meant to be. I wasn't up there, you know, maybe next time, 3rd time, maybe a charm.
How do you keep your confidence after that?
In the Lord.
Okay, back upstairs.
What did he say?
In the Lord. Here comes Collins in motion. Walker on a sweep right, caught behind the line of scrimmage and dropped by Pete Kugler, the nose tackle. And so we get a chance to call Pete's name as the ex-Penn Stater, the Nittany Lion, gets Walker behind the line of scrimmage. Pete at 6'4", 255, 2 good seasons with San Francisco. People all that talking about money and everything. Now here's a fellow who I believe, and he has not personally confirmed it to me, but it's my understanding he took a little less money to come home.
When I talked to Jim Moore, that's what he told me. He just wanted to play closer to home.
Second down, 11, New Jersey. The ball on the Philadelphia 33, and Bradley back to throw. Has good protection. The pass is away and caught by McConaughey. Boy, I tell you, Tomic has got some hands, doesn't he?
Tommy has excellent hands. He's the best pass catcher I've seen on this New Jersey team. He has excellent concentration. He makes the tough, what I call professional catch consistently. Now here, nothing pretty about it, but he just keeps coming back to the ball, so he's in position to make the catch. He stretches his body out, sacrifices his body for the catch, and Gene Bradley throws a real tough pass. That's why you see him catching it with his arms and his body, so it doesn't get away from him.
It's first down, New Jersey, on the Philadelphia 21. And it's Walker. Herschel gets a block on the corner from Carthen and goes to the goal line. Stopping just short. Terrific block on the corner by Carthen. Turned Walker upfield.
Maurice Kaufman kicked the corner up, kicked the corner out. Herschel Walker had sideline, and the first time we've seen him, I think today, Keith just put his head down. You look at blocking up front, right there. He just kicks out on the corner. Herschel picks a lane down the sideline. Now this time, Sam Mills comes from behind. He drags Sam Mills for about 2 yards. He rolls over, number 56, George Cooper, and now the ball sets on the 1-yard line.
First and goal.
First and goal.
20-yard run by Walker, his longest of the year. Philadelphia jumped offside. Contact was made. Looked like Don Fielder.
Number 96, defensive end. Just popped off the line a little prematurely, trying to anticipate the snap, getting penetration. So, by worry of the penalty, the New Jersey Generals will pick up a big half yard. Watch Fielder, he'll just come off right there, make contact, so there's no play.
Doug Mackey took the blow, but then Mackey's big enough, he can take it. He's 290 pounds.
Especially when Fielder doesn't unload on him.
Harmon comes in now, replacing Walker. So look for Carthen to get it. If he takes it in the end zone, it'll be his 4th touchdown of the season. There's stuff in the middle. It's Carthen. Boom! Touchdown!
When you're in that close, your offensive line just has to fire off the ball as a unit, hold off that defensive line, a little bit of penetration. You'll see number 51, Glenn Howard, on the right of the screen, try and slant in and stop him. But Coughlin just has a little bit too much weight and strength to be stopped. At that angle, he gets in for the touchdown.
Ruzek for the extra point try now. As New Jersey regains the lead. The kick is up, and it's good. 9:42 to go in the third quarter. And the New Jersey Generals have moved on top of the Philadelphia Stars. The Philadelphia Stars had a good run back a few minutes ago to start the second half. It is a short kickoff. New Jersey kicking game not all that good so far. But downfield it is Bob Leopold decking Mark McCants hard right around the 25-yard line. 9:35 to go in the third quarter. New Jersey punching it in from 42 yards. Philadelphia playing their third successive road game. Would love to go home 3-0 for their home opener next week. Busina gives the ball to Booker Russell. And the big fullback pounds it out across the 35. Good pickup, close to a first down. Here is Mike Barry now.
All right, I'm here with Herschel Walker. You had your longest run of the year to set up that touchdown.
Well, yes, I see that Philadelphia's plan is very tough, and what we got to do is get them off the line of scrimmage, because when you get them off the line of scrimmage, the bite can read it better. And that play that was a toss sweep, and like the fullback did real well, and the pulling guard did well, and I think that gave me an opportunity to get it outside.
Thank you, Herschel. Back to the action.
Busina goes to Kelvin Bryant. Bryant trying to cut it off tackle. Can't do it. Greeted by Jim LeClaire, 55, and James Lockett, 96. And I don't know if he made his first down. Just depends on the spot. He turned it upfield and then got the boom-boom treatment from Messrs. Lockett and LeClaire.
They're going to call for a measurement. It is extremely close. They're looking at it right now.
Got it.
Philadelphia, if they can put together another drive as they did near the end of the second quarter, in addition to getting the points on the scoreboard and possibly tying up this ball game or going ahead if they go for two, they will take its toll on the defense of the New Jersey Generals, try and wear the old guys down.
Up the middle goes Bryant. Folsom, the tight end, started in motion, and then he just stuck his helmet right into the stack there and helped to open the middle for Kelvin Bryant. And Bryant looks like he got 7 yards on the carry. Make it 8.
With the strength of Bob Horn and Jim LeClaire inside, I find it somewhat unusual that some of the best plays that the Philadelphia Stars have had are running straight up the middle. A couple of times it's been because he's stunted their blitz and they just caught him out of position.
for the first down, and he's got it. Well, the offensive front for Philadelphia, George Gilbert is the only change in that front, but you got Gilbert at 270, McLaurin at 295, Oates 270, Comiskey at 290, and Eaton 270. I mean, let's face it, they can uproot a hickory tree. The Michigan Panthers jumping all over the Denver Gold out in the Mile High City today, and Houston Gamblers jumping on the Chicago Blitz. Jim Kelly having a big day for Houston. First down. Ball just over midfield, and it's Bryant running behind the left guard. And Bryant is close to another first down. He stopped just a yard short of it. Gary Barbaro made the tackle. That was running behind Gilbert and Oates that time.
Gilbert and Oates. He had Steve Folsom, the tight end, going in motion. See right here. Look at the hole right there as Tom Woodland is blocked by Folsom coming across. Riley comes up. Booker Russell comes up. He gets his block, and they create a nice wide hole for Kelvin to run through.
Second down and 1, just short of the 40 on the New Jersey side of the field. And Fusina on second down and short goes big for Folsom. He's there. He dropped it.
Textbook football there, Keith, on the part of the Philadelphia Stars, except for the drop pass by Steve Folsom. They run the ball up the middle. They soften up the defensive line. They get everybody coming up. Then they go out with the pass up top. It's a zone route going over the top of the linebackers in between the corner. It's right in his hands. He just didn't hang on to it.
Third and 1. And Alan Harvin lunging has the first down. Inside the 40, they'll mark him at the 38.
But that also is a very conservative or safe time to call that kind of play, Keith. At second and 1, you can afford to take that kind of chance as long as you feel you have the offensive line and the backs who can consistently get you the tough 1 yard for a first down.
Beautiful thrown ball by Fusina. Booker Russell, the fullback. Harvin, the tailback, out of the eye. And it's Harvin. Won't go this time. Willie Harper, the outside linebacker on the left side, slowed him down and then got help from his buddies.
Well, the key to success in something like that, when we were talking about having second and short, is to, of course, to have a good play on first down. They didn't that time, but coming into the ball game, 44% of their first down plays, Philadelphia Stars had 5 or more yards. And that's one heck of an average.
Yeah, that it is. Makes the whole series different. Split the backs this time. Bryant back in. Double wide. And Fusina looking to throw. Gets it off. Folsom. Folsom's a first down for Philadelphia at the New Jersey 26. Big Steve, 230-pounder out of Utah.
Good deal of pressure that time. Jim LeClaire. Jim Moore also told me that he did not want Chuck Fusina to scramble. They wanted to contain him. Well, that time he dropped back. He got pretty good protection. He scrambled, was able to get to the outside, was not contained. His receivers now with a little more time could shake the defensive back, get open. A scrambling quarterback gives you much more flexibility, much mobility, and striking power.
First down. New Jersey at 26. New Jersey leading 14. They're going to throw the halfback pass. Harvin looking to throw it. Throws it off the field of play.
Keith, timing. Timing is very important.
Couldn't get a handle on it.
When you're going to run that kind of play, and acting. And there was poor acting and poor timing on that play. He got the ball. Alan Harvin got the ball. And he was trying to throw it long before Collier had time to run downfield and set up the fake, and it didn't work.
14-7. Generals now trying to sit on him at the 26. 10th play of this possession by Philadelphia. Fusina's pass down the middle. Good to Collier. Willie's loose. Goes to the 10 and tumbles down at the 10. Mike Williams brought him down. So the former Aggie made the tackle for New Jersey. It'll be first down, and looks like first down and goal. The nose of the football just about touching the 10-yard line. Willie Collier, who had a marvelous catch in the end zone for Philadelphia's only touchdown. 3.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Willie is out now, and you've got Fitzke and Donovan. Their former Lions lined up. And Fusina gives it to Bryant. Look at the surge. Well, that's 79. Mike McLaren is a big old horse, isn't he, from Temple?
He sure is.
6'4", 295.
That time, Kelvin left Bob Leopold and Bob Horn in his wake.
McLaren is in the lineup at left tackle, replacing Brad Oates, who has knee trouble. Kelvin Bryant now, 19 carries and 77 yards. And that should give him, if he runs it out to 20, it's 221, so that'll give him the lead over Gary Anderson of Tampa Bay. Second down and goal from the 4. Fusina on a roll. Back in the middle. Touchdown, Folsom.
Well, Folsom vindicating himself for the drop pass on the sideline. Great job. Rodenberger goes in motion here. It's a rollout pass. He's got two options. He's got Rodenberger going into the shallow flat. He looks at him, draws coverage there. Folsom's looking for the open space in the zone. There was no space really open. Fusina threw it high, and Folsom, having the height advantage, went up and took it.
Yeah, he's 6'4", and Terry Daniels trying to cover him 5'11". And there's a difference of about 40 pounds as well. Dave Trout for the extra point. It is good. So 2 minutes and 37 seconds to play in the third quarter. And we're even again.
Two of the cagiest old veterans in the USFL have combined to extend New Orleans' lead. Johnny Walton, the quarterback, throwing to Charlie Smith. Remember him from Grambling and the Philadelphia Eagles? It's now 24-14 New Orleans in the third quarter.
Well, Dick Corey is an emotional coach and usually gets the most out of his ball club.
Tampa Bay won last night to remain undefeated. Michigan was winning big in Denver. And here we're all tied at 14-14 as Dave Trout kicks it off. And that's Rod Pegues on the return. And the Oklahoma Sooner comes back to the 29. So now, 2:28 to go in the third quarter. You've got a timeout. We're bundled up on this cold afternoon at the Meadowlands. We haven't had a crowd count as yet. It's going to be probably in excess of 30 or somewhere in that neighborhood.
But they're going to be one or two of them not here at the end of the ball game, as security's taking care of a couple for throwing snowballs on the field during play.
Still at it. Here comes Herschel Walker on the first down play, and boom! Who was that, Lockett?
Don Fielder.
Fielder. Busted in right on the numbers. Here's Chuck Fusina now with Mike Berry.
All right, Keith. Chuck, you really mixed up your play selection. What did you see to make you call those plays?
Well, they were coming up so strong against the run, especially our linebackers, and putting a good whipping on Kelvin. So we decided we have to mix it up. They're too good of a team just to run out.
Your offensive line giving you plenty of time.
They usually do. They're a solid young group, and they're just getting better and better.
All right, thank you very much, Chuck. Keith?
Always praising his teammates, isn't he? Second down and 10. Ball from the 29 of New Jersey as Walker was stopped at the line of scrimmage, and Gene Bradley will throw. Sets up a screen out here for Herschel. Took a long time to unroll it, and it doesn't work for anything. He's dropped right around the 29 by Sam Mills and George Cooper.
Well, George Cooper did an excellent job of reading the screen. He got to the outside. I think that was number 62, Dave Lapham, who was the guard who got out in front of the screen. He read it, stood there on the outside, waited to make sure the play would stay inside. As Herschel got the pass and tried to cut inside, Sam Mills came over to help on the tackle.
Kind of an interesting change here now by Vince Tobin. He has sent Dave Ofer in there, who is also a nose tackle. So Kugler and Ofer are both in as Bradley goes back to throw and just gets it off. Incomplete to Walker. The hit was laid on by George Cooper. And Antonio Gibson was coming from the blind side, and he laid a lick on Gene Bradley.
Well, obvious passing situation, 4 down linemen to get the pressure, but this is a blitz all the way. Sam Mills, number 54, Antonio Gibson, defensive back. He comes in, he makes the hit. Herschel looks like he caught that pass, and Cooper hit him, but maybe he just didn't have control over it. They called it incomplete.
The punt by Cutts on 4th down gets it out, and it's a bad kick. And it squibs around and rolls over onto the Philadelphia side and rolls inside the 40. Still rolling. I think the wind's blowing it, and finally one of the Philadelphia Stars falls on it. That was a 34-yard punt. And Philadelphia has it at the 37. It is first down Philadelphia from their own 37. 14-14 ball game with 25 seconds to go in the third quarter. And Kelvin Bryant on a little misdirection counter. That gets him a fumble, and New Jersey's got it. That's the second time Bryant has been separated from the football today.
In both ball games that New Jersey has won, turnovers have been an important factor in giving them field position so that they can put points on the scoreboard. Here again, Kelvin Bryant gets the ball. As he slashes right here, he just loses the football. Pops loose, and it's a New Jersey recovery.
Of course, on a day like this, that thing's as hard as a rock, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Wind is whirling and blowing around. You got a bunch of debris out there on the field. And the third quarter is over. So United States Football League play, the New Jersey Generals and Philadelphia Stars will continue after this message and a word from our local station. The football is at the 40 on the Philadelphia side of the field. It belongs to New Jersey. It is first down after Kelvin Bryant's second fumble. Cold, angry day. Clarence Collins goes in motion for New Jersey. It's a 14-14 ball game as we start the final quarter, and it's Maurice Carthen carrying to the 35.
Well, as we take a look at the third quarter stats, you see obviously where Philadelphia has the most yards and have really done a good job rushing and passing, mixing it up. New Jersey just not being able to get the ball in the air successfully. Again, I hate to be redundant, but the difference in the ball game is leadership on offense and, of course, turnovers. 2 fumbles by Kelvin Bryant.
That's Hackett in motion for New Jersey. And a handoff to Herschel Walker. Walker is wrestled down by Glenn Howard and Sam Mills. They're going to mark him just over the 33, close to the 32. So it is 3rd and 2 for New Jersey. That is a long 2, about 2.5. They're 2 out of 7 on 3rd down conversions today. Send Walker in motion and give it to Carthen. He's got some daylight, and he's got his first down. Mills and Howard, the inside linebackers, filling on the play, but they couldn't get there in time to stop him short of his first down.
Bill Austin, the offensive coordinator for the New Jersey Generals, loves Maurice Carthen. Thinks he is one fine football player, and as you saw in that last play, he is not afraid to put his head down and go after the tough yards.
New Jersey is sitting now on the Philadelphia 27. That's Herschel Walker to the 25.
It would appear that New Jersey has decided to take the direct approach and run it straight up the middle and play a physical football game. And the Birmingham Stallions, 24-6 over the Pittsburgh Maulers.
That's a pretty good football team at Birmingham.
Yes, they are.
New Jersey now in a scrap with Chicago, 31-29. Chicago's made a third quarter comeback.
Houston is in a scrap.
Houston,
yes.
Yeah. What? New Jersey goes to Houston next week. What I'm thinking of. And that won't be easy because the Houston bunch, they'll hit you. And Kelly, of course, proving to be a force. Down the middle, Bradley to the 20 as he hits his tight end, Jeff Speck, 23-year-old out of San Diego State.
Well, this is a direct benefit, of course, of running the ball straight up the middle. Everyone thinking about the run, dropping back straight in a zone defense. He just turns in front of Sam Mills to make the catch. They have to do more of that in order to control this ball game. New Jersey not really establishing a run, a running attack, or a passing attack throughout the entire first half. They now have 3 tight ends in the ball game.
They're looking at 3rd down and a long 2. Walker. Caught behind the line of scrimmage by Sam Mills.
Good defensive play along the line of scrimmage, and by number 53, Jonathan Brooks and Sam Mills. You see right here, Mills coming up, following the play. Right there, he just gets inside where the hole is. Coughlin went outside to kick the corner. The safety, Scott Warner, off the line of scrimmage. Thought there would be room for Herschel up the middle, but Sam Mills filled, stopped him cold.
New Jersey will try for the lead now on a field goal effort of 38 yards by Roger Ruzek. Barbaro to hold. The kick is up. Got it. New Jersey goes back on top, 17-14, with 10 minutes and 15. That thing coming down on a low line drive into that wind looked like a Negro knuckleball, though. It just floating all over the place. Hard to handle. It is Bryant carrying into the middle. And he may have 2 as Lockett leads the tacklers. LeClair's at the bottom. See, Philadelphia has been consistently strong in the final quarter this season. The Generals putting 3 on the board in the final quarter to lead 17-14 and 9:20 to play in the game.
This is, of course, Philadelphia's first possession in the third quarter.
Giacina looking around. He's got him in the wrong place, and he has to spend a timeout. And you don't like to do that with 9:07 to play in the final quarter.
Kelvin Bryant looked like he dropped that one, just missed that pass, was able to keep it up on the tip, and a great effort diving for what may be a first down as the officials bring it out for a measurement.
They didn't give him much of a mark on that one. I thought he was across the 40. You've seen it now. It's 14 out of 22.
And just leading his team down the field to what he hopes will be a touchdown.
The mark was fair, wasn't it?
It was a good fair mark, and it's a first down.
Say what I said last week. The officiating vastly improved this year. But that's adding that extra man makes a lot of difference.
Also paying him more money helps.
First down just short of the 40. First down pass. Going big. Could be picked off. It is. Fumble. Nope, incomplete, they're going to call it. No possession. Terry Daniels looked like he might have had that ball.
Possession. It's said to be once the ball is caught, and Terry Daniels is limping. Once the ball is in your hands, you have to show possession 2 feet on the ground. Fitzke is running this route and just changes at the last moment to bring it inside, but he does a great job. It is incomplete. He strips him of the football. He turns, changes from a wide receiver to a defensive back, and a quarterback is grateful to have a player who can make that transition.
Terry Justin is in there replacing Daniels right now at corner, and Casino on 2nd down and 10. You see this pass is batted down at the line of scrimmage. It was Freddie Gilbert, the big rookie from Georgia, who slapped it down.
Slapped it down. He almost picked it off.
He did.
That's the second time he's thrown a very low pass trying to set up the screen. Look at number 90 at the bottom of the screen, Freddie Gilbert. All right, he's being blocked there. He tried to cut him. That ball hits him square in the chest. Ball can't get much lower than that.
He's going to be a good one, that fellow. Crowd is 46,716. Not bad for a cold day. 10. Yusina is caught by Gilbert and brought down behind the line of scrimmage, and that will bring up a punt.
Both number 90 Gilbert and number 96 James Lockett were coming around from the outside, putting pressure when Yusina tried to get away. Gilbert just came up, wrapped his arms around him, and watch, all the pressure's coming from the outside. It's only a 3-man rush. Eatman is beat right there, and Gilbert beats this man, forces him to the inside.
First sack of the ball game. Landetta is in the punt. Sean, 2 kicks today, 45 and 44. They need a big one here, and they get one. It runs Mike Williams back inside the 10, gets some help, comes to the 21. That's a return of about 13 yards after a 55-yard punt from Sean Landetta. Herschel Walker has had 16 carries for 57 yards, and Maurice Carthen 13 carries for 56 yards and 2 touchdowns. New Jersey leading by a score of 17-14 with 7:25 to play in the game, and the Generals have the ball, first down, at their own 22. That's Carthen. And Maurice is up to about the 27. That's a good 5 yards on that carry. Don Fielder brought him down. You know, I have, Lynn Swan, I haven't called William Fuller's name all day.
Not once. I don't know if he's been around the tackle, around the fouls at all. They're doing a good job of nullifying it. You talk about the yards that New Jersey has established in the run and pass, and there's not very much yet. They have a 3-point lead, primarily because they've had field position due to turnovers. They haven't had that far to go.
Clock running at 6:35 to play in the football game. They send Carthen into the right side, and he's stopped at about the 29. This time it is William Fuller, number 95, 6'3", 250, just 22, and a rookie, played for Dick Crum at the University of North Carolina.
I got you in there, Bill.
Well, I know his coach, his college coach, thought he was a great player. So did everybody else. Of course, Jim Lampley told you earlier in the day that there seems to be a strong indication that New Jersey will begin negotiations with Irving Pryor of Nebraska. The blitz by Antonio Gibson. And there was just enough contact made to slow Walker and giving Howard and Mills time to come in and make the tackle short of the first down. So now Tim Cutts has to come in. He has punted 18 times this season. His longest kick, 39 yards. He has not had a good day today. 33-yard average. And he's going to be kicking into some wind. So this one does not figure to be long. If Garcia Lane can handle it cleanly, Philadelphia should have pretty good field position with about 5 minutes to play. You got 10 stars up on the line of scrimmage. They're going after it. Put all the pressure they can on him. See Philadelphia people jumping around. Here they go. It's out. He got it away, and not much of a kick, and it takes a big soft bounce, and now it's going to roll. And with about 6 red shirts downfield, Garcia Lane decided not to sacrifice his body. And so it'll be Philadelphia first down at their own 43 with 4:58 to play in the... That was fun. The Village Smithy revisited. Handoff goes inside. David Riley out of West Virginia carries, and he picked up a couple of yards up to about the 45. 4 minutes and 30 seconds, the clock running. Second down, 8 coming up for Philadelphia. New Jersey leading 17-14. These two teams in the Atlantic Division of the Eastern Conference.
All of those things mean that there will be a pass, more than likely, on this down.
You're right. Big Folsom, the tight end, and Steve just dragging across the middle. But he's a yard short of the first down. So it'll be 3rd and 1.5.
Steve caught that pass. You could just see he wanted to make some kind of move to try and get away from a defensive back, pick up some yards. He almost started to go backwards. He takes about a half step back, realizes, nope, I have no room, stay as close as I can to the first down.
Philadelphia today has fumbled 3 times, 2 by Kelvin Bryant. David Trouts missed 2 field goals, 1 from 52 and 46. Plenty long, just hit the right upright. And Fusina's been sacked 1 time. It's 3rd and a yard, and they go to Bryant. And it just depends on the spot. They may be looking at a 4th down play here. You know that? Tom Woodland stood up in the middle and led the defensive unit for New Jersey, and they just would not yield. It does not look like a first down.
I'm looking at the yard marker for the first down. It's set just at the 47-yard line. The ball is between the 47 and the 48, closer to the 48-yard line.
Well, it's put up time right here, isn't it?
3:10 in the ball game.
4th down, 2 feet. Bryant, second effort, looked like it may have paid off. He was hit at the stack, rolled it, and has the first down. I think. He does.
He does from our position here. The official's taking a little more time. It is a first down. And that is just man against man, will against will on that offensive and defensive line on that last play. And Kelvin Bryant came out with enough.
2:55 to play in the ball game. 17-14, New Jersey lead. Bryant hit at the 45. Got a yard. If they tie, they'll go to overtime.
And the way they're calling their plays, those 2 running plays, it looks like they might be playing for a tie.
It does, doesn't it? Gary Barbaros playing center field for New Jersey. Collier in motion. 2nd down and 9. Little swing is out to Booker Russell, the fullback. And Russell is tumbled out of bounds at the 41. And we've hit 2 minutes to go in the football game. Philadelphia will be looking at 3rd down and 5 as we start to play the final 2 minutes. For Philadelphia.
He said in the interview with Mike Berry, maybe the 3rd time will be the charm. The 3rd time here, if they don't score a touchdown, will be for a tie ball game and possibly overtime.
Fitzke, Donovan, Collier. Fusina to throw. Gets it away. Good by Collier. First down, Philadelphia inside the 30.
There's a flag down on the field. It'll go against the Philadelphia Stars. It looked like the tight end jumped just before the ball was snapped.
Wipes out Collier's catch.
Of course, Keith, I thought there might have been a little bit movement also on their 4th play, on their 4th down play earlier that went unnoticed. Just were able to squeak that one by. This time they got caught. See at the top of the frame, that's Steve Folsom, the tight end. He just leans forward after being set before the ball is snapped. 5-yard penalty against the Philadelphia Stars, but more importantly, it wipes out a great catch by Collier, which would have given them a first down on the 29-yard.
And Fusina on the first down play to throw it. Has a man, that's Fitzke, and he's dropped inside the 25 at the 22, and that'll be another first down, and again stops the clock at 1:32 to play in the ball game.
I'm trying to figure out why, when they first got possession in this drive, they ran those plays up the middle instead of doing this earlier.
I can't answer your question, lad.
I know you can't. Jim Moore can, and he won't.
Back comes Fusina again. Again goes short to Collier. Really drops the football. And New Jersey's got it. Guess who? Jim LeClair.
The New Jersey Generals, in their 3 ball games, have taken advantage of all the turnovers. And this one has to be the strangest of them all. He makes the catch, and he starts to put the ball away, slides it right between his arms and his side. He can't recover it in time. Jim LeClair, number 55, always around the football, is there to fall on it to give his team possession with 1:22 to go in the ball game.
4th fumble by Philadelphia. New Jersey takes over at the 21. Give it a Carthen. And he runs out across the 25 to the 26.
As we take a look at this play again, remember against the Birmingham Stallions, 3 interceptions against that team to help the offense. Against Jacksonville, there were 5 turnovers. 2 interceptions by Bob Leopold, 1 for a touchdown on his own, the other set up another touchdown. And now, in the final minutes of this ball game, Willie Collier drops a pass that would have been for a first down, out of bounds to stop the clock. Jim LeClair recovers it, and New Jersey looks like they will go on to win this ball game.
Philadelphia spending a timeout to stop the clock at 1:13 to go in the ball game, and now the Stars have 1 timeout remaining.
Lucina has to be very frustrated.
2nd down and 5. It is Carthen caught behind the line of scrimmage. Good play by George Jameson. Number 58 made the play for Philadelphia. A loss. Here's Mike Berry now with Jim LeClair, the old pro.
Jim, you made the big play, and it has to be an important one this late in the ball game.
Well, I hope it's going to be important. We have to get a first down here and maintain some ball control, run this clock out. They got a dynamite offense. We're going to have to get our act together and get those guys stopped if we have to go back out there again.
The cold weather and the ice balls from the fans here. This is a brutal game.
Well, I tell you what, you got to look out for the snowballs coming down as much as you do for the running backs.
Sportscasters are as much game as the players. Back upstairs.
All right.
Mike, they haven't hit you yet today. It is 3rd down and 7 for New Jersey. You've got 1:07 remaining on the clock. Philadelphia now without any more timeouts. They've just spent their last one stopping. Big play here for Philadelphia. Blitz is coming. Carthen outside. Won't make it. So, New Jersey will have to kick it away. The clock is running at 55 seconds. On the change of possession now, it'll stop. But it's running right now, and New Jersey is taking its sweet time.
The 30-second clock has just begun. They will not have to kick the ball off until, let's figure it out.
They're going to have about 15
seconds on the clock.
They've got 10 seconds on the 30-second clock. Kick is out of there. Garcia Lane lets it bounce. Shouldn't have. Clock stops for 10 seconds. .32-yard punt. Philadelphia's ball at their 40. They trail by 3, 17-14. Philadelphia with no timeouts and 10 seconds to play in the game. Could be the Stars are going to lose their first of the season. That right there, those 4 turnovers.
Last year, Philadelphia led the league in what we call takeaways. And New Jersey was on the bottom end of the list on takeaways, coming up with a -17. In other words, they turned the ball over 17 times more than they did take it away from their opponent. With New Jersey coming out on top in that department by some 34.
Well, Philadelphia, you got to figure, needs at least 25 yards, I think, to give Dave Trout a decent opportunity. Somebody hurt on the sidelines, and time taken on the New Jersey side of the field.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. They hit Warner, number 25, on the sideline. It was a safety for the Philadelphia Stars. And he's been standing down there taking quite a few hits. And he started to turn around as if he wanted to come up in the stands and get somebody. One of the players grabbed him. If they ask him for an autograph, they might get something more than they bargained for.
All right, now whoever the man was shaken up over there, he has gone off the field. And here it is for Philadelphia. 10 seconds to play, no timeouts, trailing by 3 points, 17-14, first down from the 40. Chuck Fusina's pass is away, intercepted by Bob Leopold.
Yes, who? Number 53.
That is his third interception of the season. Last week he got one from Matt Robinson and ran it in 16 yards for a touchdown.
Oh, they're playing deep. The entire secondary's back deep. The linebackers know they're going to try and throw the zone passes down the seam to get as many yards as possible in an obvious passing situation. He was just back there in the right position, was able to get up in the air and pull it down. Everybody's back. There's nobody in the middle. Fusina just can't get this one high enough. Watch him go up. And he's a linebacker, and look how far he is. Look how deep he is from the line of scrimmage. And he makes an excellent catch.
That is the 5th turnover in the ball game by the Philadelphia Stars. Pretty hard to win when you turn it over 5 times. New Jersey 17 and Philadelphia 14.